Picture this. You're watching your grandmother struggle to open a jar of pickles that she used to twist open effortlessly just 5 years ago. Or maybe you've noticed that carrying groceries from the car to your kitchen leaves you more winded than it used to. What if I told you that this isn't just normal aging, but something you can actually fight back against, starting today with 6 simple nuts that most people have sitting in their pantry right now? Every single day after age 30, we lose approximately 1% of our muscle mass annually. By the time we reach 60, many of us have lost nearly 30% of the muscle we had in our prime. But here's what most people don't realize. This muscle loss isn't inevitable, and it's not just about looking good or being strong. Your muscles are literally your body's armor against diabetes, heart disease, falls, fractures, and even cognitive decline. I'm Dr. Fernando Minocci, and for over 15 years, I've performed heart surgery on patients whose lives could have been dramatically different if they had understood the connection between muscle health and overall longevity. Today, I'm going to share with you 6 specific nuts that contain powerful compounds capable of reactivating your muscle-building machinery, even if you're in your 70s or 80s. But before we dive into these muscle-reactivating allies, let me explain exactly what's happening inside your body right now and why conventional advice about aging and muscle loss might be setting you up for a weaker, more fragile future. Think of your muscles like a bustling construction site. Every day, your body is both tearing down old, damaged muscle fibers and building new, stronger ones. This process is called muscle protein synthesis, and it's controlled by a master switch in your cells called mTOR. Imagine mTOR as the foreman of this construction site, deciding when to hire more workers, when to bring in more materials, and when to start new building projects. When we're young, this foreman is eager and efficient. He responds quickly to exercise, protein intake, and other signals to build muscle. But as we age, something concerning happens. The foreman becomes sluggish, less responsive. Even when you send the right signals through exercise and nutrition, he might only hire half the crew he used to. This is what scientists call anabolic resistance, and it's the primary reason why older adults lose muscle mass even when they're eating adequate protein and staying active. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Recent research has discovered that certain compounds found in specific nuts can actually wake up that sleepy foreman, making him more responsive and efficient again. These compounds work like a strong cup of coffee for your muscle-building machinery, helping to overcome that age-related resistance and get your muscles growing again. The first muscle-reactivating nut I want to discuss is the walnut. Now, you might think of walnuts as brain food, and you're not wrong, but their muscle benefits are equally impressive. Walnuts contain high levels of alpha-linolenic acid, an omega-3 fatty acid that plays a crucial role in reducing the chronic inflammation that interferes with muscle protein synthesis. Think of chronic inflammation like rust forming on the gears of that construction site machinery I mentioned earlier. When your muscle-building equipment is rusty and corroded, it can't work efficiently, no matter how much raw material you provide. The omega-3 fatty acids in walnuts act like a powerful rust remover, cleaning up those inflammatory processes and allowing your muscle-building machinery to function smoothly again. But walnuts have another secret weapon. They're rich in the amino acid arginine. Arginine is like the delivery truck that brings essential building supplies to your muscle construction sites. It helps improve blood flow to your muscles, ensuring they get the nutrients and oxygen they need for optimal growth and repair. A handful of walnuts, about 7 to 10 pieces, provides enough of these beneficial compounds to start making a difference. The second nut that can transform your muscle health is the humble almond. Almonds are particularly rich in vitamin E, but not just any vitamin E. They contain a specific form called alpha-tocopherol that acts like a bodyguard for your muscle cells. As we age, our muscles become more susceptible to damage from free radicals, which are like tiny vandals running around your construction site, damaging equipment and stealing materials. Vitamin E from almond stations protective guards throughout your muscle tissue, neutralizing these free radicals before they can cause damage. This protection is especially important during and after exercise, when free radical production increases. By keeping your muscle cells safe from this oxidative damage, Almonds help ensure that the muscle you build actually sticks around instead of being torn down by cellular vandalism. Almonds also provide magnesium, a mineral that's absolutely essential for muscle function. Magnesium is like the electricity that powers all the tools on your muscle construction site. Without adequate magnesium, your muscles can't contract properly, protein synthesis slows down, and you might experience cramps or weakness. Many people over 50 are unknowingly deficient in magnesium, which could be contributing to their muscle loss. Now, let's talk about Brazil nuts, which might be the most underestimated muscle-building food on the planet. Brazil nuts are absolutely loaded with selenium, containing more of this trace mineral than almost any other food. Just one Brazil nut provides more selenium than most people get in an entire day from all other food sources combined. Selenium acts like a master key that unlocks your body's own antioxidant systems. It's essential for the production of glutathione peroxidase, one of your body's most powerful internal antioxidants. Think of selenium as training your muscle cells to produce their own army of bodyguards, rather than relying solely on external protection. This internal antioxidant system becomes increasingly important as we age because our natural production of these protective compounds tends to decline. But selenium's muscle benefits go beyond antioxidant protection. Research has shown that adequate selenium levels are necessary for optimal thyroid function, and your thyroid is like the thermostat that controls your metabolic rate. When your thyroid is functioning optimally, your entire body, including your muscles, operates more efficiently. Poor thyroid function, which becomes more common with age, can significantly slow muscle protein synthesis and contribute to muscle loss. The fourth muscle reactivating nut is the macadamia nut. Now, some people avoid macadamias because they're high in fat, but this is exactly what makes them so valuable for muscle health. Macadamias are rich in monounsaturated fats, particularly oleic acid, which has been shown to reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity. Insulin sensitivity is crucial for muscle health because insulin is like the key that unlocks your muscle cells, allowing amino acids and glucose to enter and fuel muscle growth and repair. As we age, our cells often become resistant to insulin, making it harder for muscles to access the nutrients they need. The healthy fats in macadamias help restore insulin sensitivity, making your muscle cells more receptive to the nutrients you're providing them. Macadamias also contain a unique profile of fatty acids that support hormone production. Healthy hormone levels, particularly testosterone in men and growth hormone in both sexes, are essential for maintaining muscle mass as we age. While macadamias won't dramatically boost your hormone levels, the fats they provide give your body the raw materials it needs to produce hormones optimally. The fifth nut that can reactivate your muscles is the humble peanut. Now, technically, peanuts are legumes, not tree nuts, but nutritionally, they behave very similarly to nuts, and their muscle benefits are too important to ignore. Peanuts are one of the richest dietary sources of resveratrol, the same compound that's made red wine famous for its health benefits. Resveratrol acts like a cellular mechanic, helping to repair and maintain the mitochondria in your muscle cells. Mitochondria are the power plants that produce energy for muscle contractions and protein synthesis. As we age, our mitochondria become less efficient and fewer in number, which directly contributes to muscle weakness and fatigue. Resveratrol helps keep these cellular power plants running efficiently and may even help create new ones. Peanuts are also rich in niacin, or vitamin B3, which plays a crucial role in energy metabolism. Think of niacin as the fuel injector system for your muscle cells, ensuring that they can efficiently convert the food you eat into usable energy for muscle building and repair. Without adequate niacin, your muscles simply can't operate at full capacity, no matter how much protein or other nutrients you provide. The sixth and final muscle reactivating nut is the pistachio. Pistachios have a unique nutritional profile that makes them particularly valuable for aging muscles. They're rich in potassium, a mineral that works closely with sodium to maintain proper muscle function. Think of potassium and sodium as the electrical system that allows your muscles to contract and relax properly. Many older adults consume too much sodium and too little potassium, creating an electrical imbalance that can lead to muscle cramps, weakness, and poor recovery after exercise. Pistachios help restore this balance, allowing your muscles to function more efficiently and recover more quickly from activity. Pistachios also contain significant amounts of the amino acid leucine, which is perhaps the most important amino acid for muscle protein synthesis. Leucine acts like the foreman's assistant, directly signaling the mTOR pathway to start building muscle. While most complete proteins contain leucine, having it readily available in snack form means you can provide regular signals to your muscle-building machinery throughout the day. Now, let me share a story that illustrates the power of these nutritional strategies. I once had a patient, Maria, who came to see me for a cardiac consultation at age 68. During our conversation, she mentioned that she'd been feeling increasingly weak and had fallen twice in the past 6 months. Her daughter was pushing her to move to assisted living, but Maria was determined to maintain her independence. During our discussion about her overall health, I learned that Maria's diet consisted mainly of refined carbohydrates and very little protein or healthy fats. She avoided nuts because she'd heard they were fattening and might worsen her cholesterol levels. I explained to her the connection between muscle health and overall well-being and suggested she speak with her primary care physician about incorporating some of these muscle-supporting nuts into her daily routine. 6 months later, when Maria returned for her follow-up appointment, the change was remarkable. She reported feeling stronger, more stable on her feet, and had even started doing light resistance exercises with her physical therapist. While I can't attribute all of her improvement to dietary changes alone, she was convinced that adding a small portion of mixed nuts to her daily routine had played a significant role in her renewed strength and confidence. But here's what I want you to understand. These nuts aren't magic bullets. They work best as part of a comprehensive approach to muscle health that includes appropriate exercise, adequate protein intake, and attention to overall nutrition. Think of them as powerful allies in your fight against muscle loss, not standalone solutions. The key to getting the most benefit from these muscle reactivating nuts is understanding how and when to include them in your daily routine. I recommend spreading your nut intake throughout the day rather than eating them all at once. This provides a steady stream of beneficial compounds to support your muscle building processes. For walnuts, aim for about 7 to 10 halves per day. You can add them to your morning oatmeal, include them in a midday salad, or simply enjoy them as an afternoon snack. The omega-3 fatty acids in walnuts are somewhat fragile, so store them in the refrigerator to maintain their potency. With almonds, a small handful of about 15 to 20 nuts provides optimal benefits without excessive calories. Raw or lightly roasted almonds are preferable to heavily processed varieties. You can soak almonds overnight to make them easier to digest if you have a sensitive stomach. For Brazil nuts, remember that a little goes a long way due to their extremely high selenium content. 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day is sufficient, and more isn't necessarily better. Too much selenium can actually be harmful, so moderation is key with these powerful nuts. Macadamia nuts are calorie-dense, so limit yourself to about 6 to 8 nuts per day. Their rich, buttery flavor makes them satisfying, and a small amount can help curb cravings for less healthy snacks. With peanuts, if you choose to include them, opt for unsalted varieties or those with minimal added salt. About 2 tablespoons of peanuts or 1 tablespoon of natural peanut butter provides beneficial resveratrol and other compounds without excessive sodium. Pistachios can be enjoyed in slightly larger quantities, about 15 to 20 nuts, due to their lower calorie density. Choose varieties without added salt when possible and enjoy the process of shelling them, which naturally slows down consumption and increases satisfaction. Now, let me address some important considerations. If you're taking blood-thinning medications, you should discuss adding walnuts to your diet with your healthcare provider, as the omega-3 fatty acids might enhance the effects of these medications. Similarly, if you have any known food allergies, obviously avoid any nuts that trigger reactions. For those with digestive sensitivities, start with small amounts and gradually increase as your system adapts. Some people find that soaking nuts overnight makes them easier to digest. If you experience any unusual symptoms after adding nuts to your diet, discontinue use and consult with your healthcare provider. It's also important to understand that while these nuts can provide valuable support for muscle health, they work best in conjunction with appropriate physical activity. You don't need to become a bodybuilder, but some form of resistance training, even using your own body weight, is essential for maintaining and building muscle as you age. Simple exercises like wall push-ups, chair-supported squats, or resistance band exercises can provide the stimulus your muscles need to respond to the nutritional support these nuts provide. Even walking with intentional muscle engagement, such as walking uphill or carrying light weights, can help activate your muscle-building processes. Sleep is another crucial factor that works synergistically with nutrition to support muscle health. During deep sleep, your body produces growth hormone and conducts most of its muscle repair and building activities. Poor sleep can essentially sabotage even the best nutritional strategies, so prioritizing 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep is essential. Hydration also plays an important role in muscle function and protein synthesis. Aim for adequate water intake throughout the day, and remember that as we age, our sense of thirst becomes less reliable, so conscious attention to hydration becomes even more important. Let me also address the broader context of muscle health as we age. Your muscles aren't just about strength and appearance. They're metabolically active tissue that helps regulate blood sugar, supports bone health, enhances immune function, and even influences brain health. Maintaining muscle mass is one of the most powerful things you can do to age successfully and maintain independence. The connection between muscle health and heart health is particularly close to my heart as a cardiac surgeon. Strong muscles support better circulation, reduce the workload on your heart during daily activities, and help maintain healthy blood pressure. Many of my patients who've focused on maintaining muscle mass throughout their lives have better cardiovascular outcomes and faster recovery times when they do need medical interventions. As we wrap up our discussion of these 6 muscle reactivating nuts, I want you to remember that small, consistent actions compound over time to create significant results. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Start by adding 1 or 2 of these nuts to your daily routine and pay attention to how you feel over the coming weeks. Keep a simple journal of your energy levels, strength, and overall well-being. Notice whether you feel more stable when walking, whether daily activities feel easier, or whether you're recovering more quickly from physical exertion. These subtle changes often occur gradually and can be easy to miss if you're not paying attention. Remember to have regular conversations with your healthcare provider about your overall health strategy, including any dietary changes you're making. They can help you determine if these approaches are appropriate for your individual health situation and can monitor your progress over time. Your body has a remarkable capacity for renewal and improvement, even well into your later decades. The muscle-building machinery in your cells is still there, waiting to be reactivated. These 6 nuts, walnuts, almonds, Brazil nuts, macadamias, peanuts, and pistachios, provide powerful tools to help wake up that machinery and keep it running efficiently. But remember, nutrition is just one piece of the puzzle. Combine these nutritional strategies with appropriate physical activity, adequate sleep, stress management, and regular medical care for the best results. Your muscles have carried you through decades of life. Now it's time to give them the support they need to carry you through many more healthy, active years ahead. The choice is yours. You can accept muscle loss as an inevitable part of aging, or you can take action today to fight back against this process. Your future self, the one who wants to keep opening jars, carrying groceries, playing with grandchildren, and maintaining independence, is counting on the decisions you make right now. Start today. Choose one of these 6 nuts to add to your routine. Pay attention to how your body responds. And remember, every small step you take toward better muscle health is an investment in a stronger, more vibrant future. Your muscles are waiting to be reactivated. Give them the tools they need to serve you well for years to come.